Today, we're going to break down this simple, powerful math that shows how just $100 a month can actually grow into a six-figure sum. I know, it might sound completely impossible, but it all starts with a feeling that every single one of us knows really, really well.
You know the feeling, right? It's Friday morning. You check your bank account, and boom, the direct deposit has just landed. You kind of take a deep breath. For a few glorious hours, you are on top of the world. You go buy the expensive coffee, you start making big plans for the weekend.
But then, the weekend happens. Monday morning rolls around, you check that account again, and poof, it's vanished. You didn't buy a yacht or anything crazy, you just lived. A few bills here, some groceries there, a forgotten subscription, and just like that, you're right back where you started, just waiting for the next paycheck. If this sounds at all familiar, you're in exactly the right place.
So before we get into any of the math, we have to understand the psychology behind it all, because right now your brain is probably working against your financial goals.
For decades, there's been this really powerful myth that's taken hold. This idea that investing is some kind of luxury sport that's only for the wealthy. We tell ourselves things like, oh, once I get that big promotion, then I'll start saving. But delaying action because we don't feel rich enough is the very thing that keeps us walking on that financial tightrope. And get this, the scale of this problem is just staggering. More than half the country is just one unexpected car repair or medical bill away from a full-blown financial crisis. This proves it's not just you, it's a massive, widespread issue that's rooted in how we're taught to think about our money. And here is the core psychological trap at play. It's called Parkinson's Law. You know how work seems to expand to fill whatever time you give it? Well, our spending does the exact same thing with our income. If you get a raise from, say, $4,000 to $5,000 a month, your needs just magically upgrade, and you find a way to spend every single penny of that extra $1,000. And this is where our brains get really weird. Think about it. If I ask you to save $100, your brain might freak out a little bit, right? It feels like this huge sacrifice, this deprivation. But if your grocery bill comes to $104, you just tap your card without a second thought. It's the exact same amount of money, but we have two completely different psychological reactions to it. So how in the world do we break this cycle? Well, we do it with some simple math and this little bit of magic called compounding. Let's take a look at how we put that $100 to work for us. Okay, first things first, we're not just stuffing cash under a mattress, where it just gets eaten away by inflation. No way. We're investing it in an S&P 500 index fund. And that's just a fancy way of saying we're buying a tiny piece of a basket that holds the 500 biggest, most profitable companies in the US. We're talking about Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. You get a tiny slice of all of them. This is the absolute perfect way to think about compound interest. At first, that snowball is tiny. It feels like you're putting in all this effort for almost no growth. But as it keeps rolling down that hill, it picks up more snow, which then helps it pick up even more snow, and it just starts growing exponentially. Okay, let's look at the actual numbers, assuming a historical average return of around 10%. After 1 year, you've made about $60. Not exciting, I know. This is exactly where most people quit, but stick with it. By year 10, you're looking at over $20,000. By year 20, it's over $75,000. And then somewhere around year 25, you blow right past that $100,000 mark. So this is the crucial point. Let this really sink in. Over those 25 years, you only put in $30,000 of your own money, but the account grew by over $102,000 all by itself. Your money started making more money than you did. That is the incredible power of that snowball. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great on a spreadsheet, but what about the real world? What about market crashes or inflation? Those are totally valid concerns. So let's tackle them head on. It's true, the market crashes. It happens. But here's a little secret. When you're investing a small, consistent amount every single month, that's a strategy called dollar cost averaging, a crash is actually an opportunity. It just means your $100 is buying more shares of the S&P 500 than it did last month. You're basically just buying your investments while they're on sale. Now, let's talk about the single most powerful variable in this entire equation. And it's something money can't buy. It's time. So let me tell you a quick story about two friends, Sarah and Mark. Sarah starts investing $100 a month at age 25, and she stops completely after 10 years. She's only invested a total of $12,000. Mark, on the other hand,
He waits until he's 35, but then he invests $100 a month for 30 straight years, putting in a total of $36,000. They both decide to retire at age 65. So who has more? I mean, Mark invested 3 times as much money for 3 times as long, right? But Sarah ends up with $358,000. Mark only has $226,000.
I mean, this is the critical lesson. It's mind-blowing. Sarah invested a third of the money, but ended up with over $130,000 more. And the reason is so simple. Her money had an extra 10 years to compound. In this game, how long your money is invested is so much more important than how much you invest.
Okay, so you've got the math, you've got the psychology. Now here is the exact step-by-step playbook to make this happen. Not tomorrow, today. Step 1, find the $100. Go through your bank statements. I absolutely guarantee it's hiding in there in some mindless spending. Step 2, open a brokerage account online. It seriously takes 5 minutes. Step 3, put money in the account and buy a broad market index fund, something like VOO or VTI. And then fourth, the most important step of all, automate it. Set up a recurring transfer for the day right after you get paid. This is how you defeat Parkinson's law. By making the investment happen automatically, you take your own brain out of the equation. You remove that impulse to spend the money. Your wealth will just build silently in the background. The big takeaway here is this. True life-changing wealth isn't built overnight by lottery winners or meme stock gamblers. No, it's built in the shadows by ordinary people who understand the incredible power of making small, consistent, disciplined choices and then repeating them over a very long time. You have the math and you have the blueprint. The only thing standing between you and a profoundly different financial future is $100 and the decision to start. So I'll just leave you with this one question. What's the one thing you can cut today to begin building your snowball?